Deep in the jungle, a machine is lost to time, swallowed by nature, has become a relic. But this is not a grave, it is a new beginning. You are about to see a mechanical resurrection. The first challenge is not repair but excavation. She must free it from the Earth's grip. The interior is a ruin, a time capsule of decay. She alone will attempt to move this dead weight. She begins clearing the vehicle of overgrowth. The floor is a compost of leaves and rust. She needs more than just strength. Help arrives. He begins digging the car out from the mud. A small tractor is brought in for the recovery. Its torque is needed to break the car free. The slow process of extraction begins. The car is finally pulled from the forest. The journey back to the workshop is slow. Each foot of progress is a hard-won victory. The vehicle is still a wreck, but it is free. The long tow continues across the open land. This is a testament to rural resourcefulness. The car is brought back into the village. It is a ghost returning from the wilderness. The recovery phase is complete. Now the true restoration work can begin. She is tired, but the main challenge is over. The story shifts to another project, a silver car. Its wheel is propped up on a rock. She begins engine diagnostics, removing the air filter. The air filter housing is removed for cleaning. She uses fresh water to clean the engine bay. The clean air filter is carefully reinstalled. She moves to the interior for a deep clean. The rear windshield is completely shattered. She carefully removes the broken glass. Now to the electrical system. She begins checking the battery connections. She traces the wiring, looking for faults. She inspects the dashboard wiring. The moment of truth, trying the ignition. The car is ready for a new life. The work takes her deep into the forest. The terrain is difficult and unforgiving. She carries a heavy spare tire through the jungle. The car's interior is full of debris. Another vehicle has met with disaster in the woods. She begins the process of tire replacement. The suspension shows signs of damage. She looks at the wreck, contemplating her next move. The story shifts to a new challenge. A woman attempts to remove a seized lug nut. She uses a lug wrench for the difficult task. The work requires immense physical strength. She assesses her next project, a car stuck in the mud. She makes a call for help for this recovery. A team assembles to work on a tractor. Collaboration is key in these situations. The car is now being pulled by an ATV, a smaller but effective recovery vehicle. The vehicle is slowly towed down the dirt path. The view from inside shows the rough journey. The car is brought to an open area. A man begins work on the undercarriage. She prepares a tow strap for the next phase. She begins cleaning the car's exterior. A pressure washer strips away the thick mud. She washes the heavily damaged rear end. She clears debris from the trunk area. Now she clears the shattered glass from inside. She sweeps the interior clean of all debris. She begins engine diagnostics, checking the wiring. She tightens a component on the engine block. The final shot, a look of tired satisfaction. Error in description. The next project begins an engine service. She removes the air filter cover by hand. She lifts the air filter housing from the engine. She inspects the battery, a common failure point. She tests the ignition, a look of concentration. She checks the engine oil level with the dipstick. The clean air filter is reinstalled. She tops up the coolant reservoir. She uses pliers on the air filter assembly. She inspects the gear shift linkage inside. This repair requires disassembling the center console. She uses a small tool for the delicate work. She continues to work on the linkage mechanism. The entire front seat must be removed for access. She moves to the car's exterior door. She repairs the rear hatch support struts. She reconnects the wiring for the rear lights. She inspects the door latch mechanism. The heavy rear seat is removed from the car. A beautiful flower, a moment of peace. A salvage door is brought to the project. The car's interior is old and worn. She inspects the door hinge assembly. She works on the door lock mechanism. A different car is introduced to the story. She inspects a simple house in the village. The quiet rural road where she lives and works. She takes a short break inside. She consults with a man about the damaged car. She attempts to open the jammed door. The window is shattered, a sign of an accident. They discuss the next steps for the repair. She searches for tools and parts in the yard. A close-up shows a completely flat tire. She begins the process of removing the wheel. The repair work is constant and varied. A man helps with a different vehicle. She prepares to leave on a motorcycle. A final consultation before the next task. A man works on a motorcycle's rear wheel. To view from inside the car during a tow. The story begins with a difficult recovery. A motorcycle tows a wrecked car. The car is brought to an open field. A woman arrives to begin the restoration. She uses a pry bar to open the rear hatch. She inspects the interior, removing a floor mat. She begins work on the electrical system, carefully removing a wire. She uses red electrical tape for a repair. The floor liners are removed to inspect the pan. She moves to the engine bay for diagnostics. She meticulously inspects the wiring harness. She opens the air filter housing for cleaning. She uses a wrench on an engine component. She tops up the coolant reservoir. The diagnostic process is slow and methodical. She removes the battery for testing. The charged battery is carefully reinstalled. She uses a hand pump to inflate the flat tire. It is a physically demanding process. She works tirelessly to make the car roadworthy. With the car repaired, she surveys her work. A look of quiet satisfaction. Another machine saved from the scrapyard. The story shifts to a new challenge: a white car. It has suffered a major breakdown. The engine is dirty and shows signs of neglect. She makes a phone call, likely for assistance. She consults with two men about the repair. They discuss the best course of action. Meanwhile, a man struggles with a broken tiller. A team works together to fix the tiller. She pays the mechanic for his work. The tiller is ready to return to service. A hydraulic jack is used on another project. A woman begins repairs on a rusted trailer. She inspects a salvaged tire for usability. She begins the task of mounting the tire. The restoration of the trailer continues. She lifts the heavy axle assembly into place. The wheel is carefully bolted to the hub. She stands back to admire her work. She makes a final adjustment to the wheel bearing. She uses a long bar for leverage. The wheel and tire assembly is finally complete. The final story begins: a woman loads a tiller. She prepares it for a difficult task. The tiller and trailer are ready for work. She begins a structural repair on the trailer. A close-up of the rusted frame. She inspects a different tiller, this one for repair. She makes adjustments to the engine. Each movement is careful and precise. She works on the underside of the tiller. The tiller is attached to the trailer. She inspects the engine's valvetrain. She uses a wrench to tighten the head bolts. She adjusts the valve clearance. She checks the electrical system wiring. She inspects her completed work with pride. She continues with more fine-tuning. Every detail is checked and double-checked. The work is a meditation in precision. Her focus is absolute. The final inspection is complete. A final look of satisfaction, another machine ready for the fields. The cycle of repair begins once more. A woman works on a small tiller. A man works on a complex helical gear, likely from a transmission or differential. A man inspects the engine of the tiller. She works on the tiller's drivetrain. The engine starts a successful repair. She adjusts the drive belt tension. She attempts another hand crank start. The machine is running reliably now. With the machine fixed, they work the cornfield. She inspects the young corn plants. But another machine is in trouble. A car is abandoned deep in the woods. Two people head out for the recovery. The car is stuck fast in the mud. She attempts to open the door. She tries to push it free, but it's no use. She searches the area for tools or materials. She gathers discarded tires for the recovery. She begins disassembling the wrecked car. She works to salvage any usable parts. The video ends with the difficult task ahead. The next project begins a white car. She is attempting to repair the undercarriage. A man assists with a hydraulic jack. She inspects a salvaged tire. She begins the arduous task of removing the flat. The car is stuck fast in the mud. She places the jack for a stable lift. She works on a damaged part of the wheel hub. She removes the lug nuts by hand. A look at the old worn-out tire. She begins cleaning the car's interior. She attempts to start the vehicle. She opens the hood for engine diagnostics. She pushes the vehicle to test its movement. She uses leaves to wipe mud from the hood. A man tries to help by adding weight. She tries to open the jammed door. He works on an electrical component in the engine bay. The derelict car sits waiting for its repair. The interior is in a state of decay. She continues her work on the car's mechanics. The final saga begins. A white car. It has suffered a major breakdown. She begins her engine diagnostics. She attempts to start the car but fails. The car is covered in mud and grime. The rescued car is slowly towed down the road. She finds a water source for cleaning. She continues her journey through the village. The car is brought to a small village. The restoration will begin here. A very special thank you to the owner of the YouTube channel ETUTU for creating this wonderful video and allowing me to comment. If you enjoyed this narrative, please visit and support their channel at the link in the description below.